5-minute view from the Kop after the thrilling victory. It's always a thrilling victory over Leeds United, this time in the Cup. Absolutely nothing to lose. We had a run out for the kids again in a very empty Hillsborough. There's only a few, looked like a few owls on the south. The north and the Kop were closed, but we had a packed Leppings Lane end with all the Leeds fans, but with a call for a boycott from the Supporters Trust. Most people stayed away, and you could say that the attendance were probably down by, some are saying 15,000. So that was a big statement, but we got an even bigger statement by the kids who were playing, and I say kids because they are only kids, more like an under-21 team, and that was put to the Leeds manager afterwards. He said they're all professional players, certainly are professional players. So nobody expected us to do anything. Actually, I think the betting odds beforehand was something like 26-1 for a Wednesday win, and I was thinking, should I stick a fiver on it? I should have done, really, shouldn't I? For a home win. So Leeds actually brought a strong team, many experienced Premier League players in there. Average age of 27, which shows really in there. And I think the starting side, according to SofaScore, was something like 80 odd million in their side. Couldn't really work Wednesdays out because most of the players had not heard of before, but probably only worth a couple of million. And I think our average age was something like 21. The defence was something like about 18. So we had a couple of new starts again. Interestingly, the goalkeeper actually said at the end he's only been here for about 4 days, and for the first game he needed to learn 10 new names, and for the second game, which was tonight, he had to learn another 10 new names. I mean, that's just the way that things have been going. Who'd have thought we'd have got more than 20 players really showing there. So we got a couple of first starts in Col McGee at the back and George Brown up front. So it's interesting to see how a young striker does. And the running for the team all the way through was absolutely amazing. We were chasing the game constantly, and we only had about 20% possession, hardly any touches in the opposition box. And we knew it was going to be really, really difficult against a team that, when open, is worth a lot of money. They've got a lot of talent in there, and they did put a very, very strong team out. But we actually scored against a run of play, but I think we deserved it. I think one of the things that was said on the TV was that we sort of controlled the game in that sense. We were quite comfortable. We dealt with they had 20 odd shots, and there was only probably about four on target out of those. So I think we really, really, really did well. There was some amazing rearguard defending. People just throwing the bodies on the line, and some really good saves in there from Hovarth. Who it's only his second game, and he took a bit of stick after his first game, but actually did really, really well tonight. So things are sort of looking pretty good. So we scored, and actually it was a mistake by their goalkeeper, where Jamal Lowe hammered the ball across, and it just bobbled around his arms and legs and through his legs and over the line. But fair dues, they all count. So they eventually, throughout the game, they brought the big guns on, and the biggest guns of them all, including a couple of ex-blades in Bogle and Calvert-Lewin. And the skill really just showed. They managed to level. It was actually a good goal. There's just not really a lot we could do. We were sort of tiring at that point. We'd been running for the whole game beforehand. And you just thought, is it not going to be at 1-1? And they were pushing, but we held on. And actually, we didn't have anything to lose going into those penalties. You could say that from a goalkeeping point of view, Hovarth had saved a couple of decent shots beforehand, and that obviously their goalkeeper had actually, it was his mistake that gave us an own goal from him. So psychologically, maybe we were on the up with that. And just amazingly, we scored. We took 3 penalties, scored all 3, and Leeds didn't actually get any at all. In fact, the first and third of theirs was saved, really, really good saves by Hovarth, and the second one from Calvert-Lewin, who obviously is back into his ex-stomping ground. Would have liked to put one over on us, but he actually instead put one straight over the bar. And bad night for him, really. On the other side, as I say, we actually scored all 3, and it was the more senior players that actually came on and took those in Bannon, Ugbo and Palmer. Those penalties were excellent, and you got to say, the goalkeeper's made his saves great, but the other side is, we've got to score them as well. So, and we did really, really good. But Hovarth, with his saves, was the man of the match, really. Having said that, you've got to say big applause to the whole team who defended as one, really, including from the front. There's so much running around with George Brown, and when he went off, he were a bit shattered. And we brought on William Granger, who is only 16 years old, and he looks another very, very useful player to come out. Had a bit of he's banged a few goals in for Wales, and he actually was playing with Kanamatri's brother before we flogged him off. So again, the kids done so well. We only really had one senior player that was out as such, as a senior player, as a player that we normally know in Jamal Lowe, but he played well himself. But now, looking at these kids, I've no problem at all now in any of these coming into the team. They've shown they got no fear. Maybe it sort of helped that there weren't so many people there, because they used to, there was less pressure on them for that, and they also all came in together. They've been playing together under 21s, some of them under 18s, under 17s, or whatever, but they so such a great night, really. And it's just a shame, really, that we all boycotted it, and we were all watching it on TV. But there you go. Let's just hope with these kids that Chancery doesn't flog any more of them off. And one final thing, really, special thanks to Henrik Pedersen, who tactically pulled a blinder, really, against a Premiership team. Not just any Premiership team, but actually Leeds United, and it's always nice to do one over on them. Okay, well, that's it for me for now. Bye for now.